50 marathons in 50 states? Paul Montenegro of Collingswood, New Jersey. Tell me more.
Hi, this is Paul Montenegro, and I wanted to share my passion for running. And started out as a competitive runner in high school and a little bit of college. So I realized, what's going to challenge me? What will help me stay focused, scare me enough to say I got to train? And that's what I thought. Let me try a marathon. Never done a marathon at any point in my life. So I thought, what's anything easier than putting your shoes on and going out for a run? So I set out for a quest to try my first marathon, and that was in 2013. And during that run, I actually had gotten injured. I finished the run, but I didn't think that my body was built for running, and my wife had convinced me to seek further treatment to get cured and healed, and I did just that. And the running then became a passion. It became my structure to stay healthy, and from those points of views, I said, okay, how do I put a challenge together now that I could run marathons? How do I then move on to doing something inclusive of your family, doing something inclusive of passion of travel? Hence, trying to run a marathon in 50 states was born in my eyes. For my first marathon, it was certainly a big challenge. Like I said, I had gotten injured from that, and completing the marathon injured actually gave me a pretty good resolve, knowing that, okay, even if I'm hurt, I could still finish this. And from then on, I know, okay, I'll be able to do other marathons, even if I'm in pain, even if I'm not in my top shape, I'll be able to do it. So mentally, I was able to validate to myself, okay, you've got the wits to be able to withstand this. To focus. So really, leading up to the 50th marathon, I didn't really know when the 50th marathon was all the way throughout. You're just planning these things out based on your schedule, based on how your body is, and in the end, it's still just one step at a time. Some of my biggest supporters, really, it is my bedrock's my family. My wife has traveled to most of the races with me. Having my kids around is also a big benefit, and a lot of times, my kids would try and jump in the course with me at some point to keep me company, or if I'm struggling a bit, at least kind of help pace me. I know my son's always trying to push me to run faster, so it's always nice to have my son next to me because he would give me a little bit of a different push. So what's next from here? I'm still trying to figure that out myself, having just completed my 50th state about a month ago. So at this point, I'm back into playing tennis again. This winter I want to go back into skiing again. However, I already did sign up for a marathon in Canada, and actually last night I just put an Excel sheet together on international marathons and just trying to map those out, because the biggest thing that kept me healthy all this time is having that structure, and having a structure of races to plan for, and that is what keeps me disciplined and healthy. And I need to put that back in now that I have completed the quest of the 50 states.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for sharing your personal quest with us. And I think it shows us all that we should never shy away from our own personal journeys. If you want to see something else that's of interest and healthy and delicious, just take a look at the previous video on the olive oil store here in Collingswood. Thanks for watching. Bye.